Beware. God is trying to save you from a man. The name will shock you. My beloved child, before you scroll away, pause for a moment because something unusual brought you here today. This is not about fear. This is not about panic. This is about awareness. There is a reason your attention was pulled toward this message at this exact moment. Somewhere deep inside, you have already been sensing that something has felt different lately. A conversation. A connection. A person whose presence seems normal on the surface but leaves you feeling confused when they are gone. My beloved child, do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what you are about to hear is connected to a man whose influence has been quietly growing around you, and the truth behind it is far more surprising than you imagine. The strange part is that this man does not appear dangerous. In fact, that is exactly why so many signs have been ignored. The greatest distractions often arrive dressed as comfort, and the biggest lessons often hide behind familiar faces. For weeks, perhaps even months, little signals have been appearing around you. Maybe you dismissed them as coincidence. Maybe you convinced yourself you were overthinking. Yet the feeling never completely disappeared. Have you noticed how certain opportunities suddenly change direction after conversations with a particular person? Have you noticed how your confidence seemed stronger before this individual entered your routine? My beloved child, pay attention. This is not about blaming anyone. This is about recognizing energy, intentions, and patterns. There is a man whose words seem supportive, yet they somehow leave you questioning yourself. There is a man whose presence feels ordinary, yet every time you move closer to your purpose, he appears at exactly the right moment to redirect your attention elsewhere. That is why you must stay till the end. Because the most shocking part of this message is not who this man is. The most shocking part is how close his connection may be to your daily life. Listen carefully, because what comes next may explain things you have struggled to understand. This man is not necessarily someone new. In fact, the name that will eventually surprise you is shocking precisely because it belongs to someone you would never immediately suspect. Someone whose actions seem harmless. Someone whose smile appears genuine. Someone who knows more about your dreams than most people do. My beloved child, do not skip this moment. The truth has a strange way of revealing itself when people least expect it. Right now, pieces are moving behind the scenes. Hidden details are slowly coming into the light. A conversation is approaching. A revelation is approaching. And when it happens, you will suddenly understand why certain doors closed, why certain plans were delayed, and why an uncomfortable feeling kept returning to your heart. Stay till the end of this journey, because this is only the beginning. The clue has already been placed in front of you, but the identity behind it has not been revealed yet. And when that moment arrives, everything will start making sense. My beloved child, there is something even more surprising than the warning itself, and that is the fact that the signs have been around you for much longer than you realize. Think back to moments when your intuition whispered something that logic could not explain. There were times when everything looked fine on the surface, yet something inside you felt unsettled. You tried to ignore it. You tried to give the benefit of the doubt. You tried to convince yourself that you were imagining things. But that quiet feeling never completely disappeared. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the feeling you kept dismissing may have been protecting you from seeing the wrong person in the wrong light. Not because that person appeared openly harmful, but because their influence was so subtle that it blended into everyday life. What makes this situation difficult is that this man does not always create problems directly. Instead, confusion seems to follow wherever his influence reaches. Notice the pattern. Every time you become excited about a new direction, doubt suddenly appears. Every time you gain confidence, a discouraging voice somehow enters the picture. Every time you begin trusting your instincts, circumstances emerge that make you question yourself again. My beloved child, pay attention to patterns rather than promises. Words can be carefully chosen, but patterns reveal the truth over time. The reason this message feels personal is because it is connected to experiences you have already lived through. There is a reason certain memories keep returning to your mind. There is a reason certain conversations refuse to be forgotten. Those memories are not returning by accident. They are returning because they contain clues you were not ready to recognize before. Now comes the part that many people miss. The shocking name is not shocking because it belongs to a stranger. It is shocking because familiarity creates blind spots. Most people spend their lives looking far away for answers while the real answer stands close enough to be overlooked. My beloved child, stay focused. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. A hidden truth is beginning to move toward the surface. Soon, a detail that once seemed unimportant will suddenly become impossible to ignore. A sentence you heard months ago will make sense. A strange reaction from someone will finally click into place. And when that moment arrives, you will not need anyone to convince you. The realization will be undeniable. What is being uncovered is not meant to create fear. It is meant to create clarity. Because once the truth becomes visible, you will understand why this message found you exactly when it did. And what happens next may be the beginning of one of the most important turning points of your life. My beloved child, the closer you get to the truth, the more clearly you will begin to see things that once looked ordinary. Right now, you may still be trying to connect the pieces together. That is natural. Most revelations do not arrive all at once. They arrive little by little, like a curtain slowly being pulled back. What seemed insignificant yesterday suddenly becomes meaningful today. What seemed confusing suddenly becomes obvious. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because there is a reason certain events in your life happened exactly the way they did. There is a reason some opportunities disappeared just when they seemed within reach. There is a reason certain relationships felt exhausting even when you could not explain why. The answers have been hiding inside the details you overlooked. You may have noticed that this man often appears during important moments of change. That is one of the strongest clues. Whenever you begin moving towards something valuable, his presence somehow becomes more noticeable. Maybe it is a conversation. Maybe it is an opinion. Maybe it is advice that sounds reasonable at first but leaves you feeling smaller afterward. My beloved child, always pay attention to what happens after an interaction, not just during it. Some people leave you feeling stronger. Some leave you feeling inspired. Others quietly drain your confidence while appearing completely innocent. This message is not asking you to judge anyone. It is asking you to observe carefully. The truth does not need to be forced. The truth reveals itself through repeated patterns. And the pattern surrounding this man is becoming harder and harder to ignore. The most surprising part is still ahead. My beloved child, there is a hidden connection between this warning and something that recently caught your attention. A conversation. A memory. A strange feeling. A name that appeared unexpectedly. One of these details holds the key. Stay till the end. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Because very soon, a moment of clarity will arrive that changes the way you see everything. The name that once seemed ordinary will suddenly carry a completely different meaning. The person you never suspected may become the person you understand the most. And when that realization finally arrives, you will not feel fear. You will feel relief. Relief because confusion will end. Relief because the missing piece will finally fit. Relief because you will understand that every sign, every delay, and every unanswered question was leading you toward a truth that could no longer stay hidden. My beloved child, a powerful shift is beginning to happen, and it is happening inside you before it happens around you. For a long time, you searched for certainty in other people's words. You looked for reassurance in their opinions. You hoped someone else would confirm what your heart was already trying to tell you. But now something is changing. The fog is starting to lift. The uncertainty is starting to fade. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next clue is not hidden in a secret place. It is hidden inside a realization that has been trying to reach you for a very long time. The truth often arrives quietly before it arrives loudly, and right now you are standing at the edge of that moment. Think about the people who genuinely celebrate your growth. Their support feels natural. Their encouragement feels sincere. They do not become uncomfortable when you succeed. They do not seem different when good things happen to you. Now compare that feeling with the energy surrounding the man connected to this message. My beloved child, this comparison is important. There may have been moments when your achievements were met with strange silence. Moments when your excitement seemed to make someone unexpectedly distant. Moments when a conversation left you feeling less certain than before. These details matter. Not because they prove anything by themselves, but because they form a pattern. Patterns reveal what single moments cannot. And the pattern is becoming impossible to ignore. The closer you look, the more clearly you will understand why this warning appeared in your path today. Now listen carefully because this next piece may surprise you the most. The shocking name is not important because of who the person is. The shocking part is what the name represents. It represents a lesson you were meant to learn. It represents the difference between trust and blind trust. It represents the moment when you stop ignoring your intuition and start respecting it. My beloved child, do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Very soon, a situation will unfold that places everything into perspective. A hidden detail will connect with a forgotten memory. A forgotten memory will connect with a recent event. And suddenly the entire picture will become visible. When that happens, you will understand why this message reached you before the truth fully arrived. Because you were being prepared. You were being guided toward clarity. And what is coming next will reveal far more than a name. It will reveal a truth that changes the way you see this person forever. My beloved child, you have reached the point where the pieces are no longer scattered. They are beginning to form a picture. Not a picture built from assumptions, but a picture built from moments you have personally experienced. The strange comments. The unexpected delays. The uneasy feelings you could never fully explain. For a long time, those moments felt disconnected. Now they are starting to align. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the truth rarely arrives in a dramatic flash. Most of the time, it arrives through recognition. Suddenly you see what was always there. Suddenly you understand what your heart had been trying to tell you. And once that understanding arrives, it becomes impossible to go back to the way things were before. There is something important you must remember. This message is not about fear. It is about awareness. The greatest protection often comes from clarity. When you clearly see a situation, you naturally make wiser decisions. My beloved child, the man connected to this message may not even realize the full effect of his actions. Yet intentions do not always matter as much as outcomes. What matters is the pattern that has repeated itself around him. What matters is how often your progress seemed interrupted after his influence entered the situation. What matters is how many times your confidence weakened after you trusted a voice that did not fully align with your purpose. The reason this revelation feels so significant is because it explains experiences that once made no sense. It explains why some paths suddenly became difficult. It explains why certain opportunities slipped away just when they seemed closest. And now you stand closer than ever to the answer. My beloved child, a revealing moment is approaching. A conversation, an observation, or a simple realization will bring everything together. When it happens, you will not need proof from anyone else. The truth will speak for itself. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The shocking name is not far away now. In fact, the closer you get to uncovering it, the more familiar it may begin to feel. That is the twist. The answer has been near you all along. The signs have been around you all along. And soon, when the final piece falls into place, you will understand why every part of this message was leading you toward one powerful realization: the clarity you have been searching for was never outside of you. It was waiting inside you, ready to open your eyes at exactly the right time. My beloved child, this is where everything begins to change. Not because a secret suddenly appears, but because your understanding becomes stronger than your confusion. For so long, questions occupied your mind. You wondered why certain situations felt off. You wondered why your instincts kept speaking when there seemed to be no visible reason. Now you are starting to understand that those feelings were not random. They were signals. They were quiet reminders encouraging you to pay attention. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the closer you move toward clarity, the less power uncertainty has over you. What once felt complicated is becoming simple. What once felt hidden is becoming visible. And what once felt impossible to explain is beginning to make perfect sense. There is a reason this message focused on a man instead of an event. Events come and go, but people influence the direction of our lives. Sometimes they help us grow. Sometimes they teach us lessons we never expected to learn. And because of that growth, you are now able to recognize things that once remained hidden from view. The truth was never trying to frighten you. It was trying to prepare you. Now listen carefully, because this message is reaching its most important point. The shocking name you have been waiting for is meaningful only because it represents a final awakening. My beloved child, the real victory is not exposing someone. The real victory is seeing clearly. Once you see clearly, no confusion can control your choices. Once you see clearly, no hidden influence can quietly redirect your path. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. In the days ahead, pay close attention to conversations, reactions, and unexpected moments of realization. One of them will connect every clue you have heard so far. And when that moment arrives, you will finally understand why this message found you. Not to fill your heart with suspicion, but to fill your mind with wisdom. Not to make you afraid of the future, but to help you walk into it with confidence, clarity, and a deeper trust in the quiet voice that has been guiding you all along. My beloved child, you are now standing at the threshold of the revelation that has been building since the beginning of this message. Every clue, every feeling, every unexplained moment has been leading here. Yet the truth is even more surprising than you expected. The reason the name feels shocking is not because it belongs to someone powerful or mysterious. It feels shocking because it belongs to someone you never thought to question. Someone whose presence became normal. Someone whose role in your life felt familiar. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because familiarity has a way of hiding things in plain sight. The mind often searches far away while the answer quietly stands nearby. And that is why this realization carries so much weight. Think carefully about the moments when your inner voice tried to get your attention. It may have happened during a conversation. It may have happened after receiving advice. It may have happened when something sounded right but somehow felt wrong. My beloved child, those moments were not meaningless. They were clues. They were pieces of a puzzle you were not yet ready to complete. Now you are. What makes this discovery powerful is that it changes more than your view of one person. It changes the way you understand your own instincts. For years, you may have underestimated your ability to sense what words could not explain. You may have ignored your first impressions and trusted appearances instead. But now you can see the difference. The lesson was never about learning who to fear. The lesson was about learning when to trust yourself. And here is the truth hidden beneath everything you have heard so far. My beloved child, the greatest protection in your life has never come from knowing every answer in advance. It has come from recognizing truth when it finally appears. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The name that shocked you was only the doorway. The real message is that your eyes are opening. Your awareness is growing. Your understanding is becoming sharper than ever before. Soon, a final confirmation will arrive through a simple event, a conversation, or an unexpected realization. When it does, there will be no confusion left. You will see the full picture. You will understand why certain paths were blocked and why certain people appeared when they did. And in that moment, you will realize that this entire journey was not about discovering a hidden person. It was about discovering a hidden strength within yourself that was ready to awaken all along.